Euclidian is one of the fastest and most fun ways of sequencing drums in eurorack, especially if you don't want to get stuck with the same beat for your whole performance or jam. I have 3 or 4 suggestions that might help you get along a little bit better with your Euclidian sequencer if you're having trouble. I have AtoV Project Lx Euclid, a quad Euclidean sequencer with amazing visual feedback. That's in my Modulate groove box along with a suite of other modules to make drum sequencing on the fly, mid-jam, in performance, fast, fun, and more or less free of mistakes. And hey, this is just part of my journey and something that I was thinking about, I figured I'd share. Red Means Recording and DivKit have both done extensive videos on Euclidian, mainly featuring PAMs. Definitely check those out if you have more questions after this video. In short though, Euclidean sequencers are gate or trigger sequencers that basically work by controlling 3 parameters. The length of the pattern, which is basically how many steps, the density or gates or events or pulses, all those names apply, how many steps are basically active within that length, and then the rotation. The sequencer takes these values and distributes all the steps evenly across the length of the pattern, and then rotates the pattern accordingly. Lots of different musical patterns can be broken down into Euclidean patterns, and that's why they're so fun just to cruise around and see what you come up with. Most times you're just kind of searching and seeing what works. That's it. Before we jump in, thanks to AtoV Project for sending Lx Euclid to me for inclusion in this series. In case you missed the last one, the link is down in the description. I talked a little bit about the modules that I selected. So that's AtoV Project Lx Euclid, Scorp Rample Turbo, Modulate Dictat, and DPW SW2 Switch. All right, I gotta get set up. Let's get going. Okay, so this is the first sort of jam, the first sort of thing that's happening in this room, in this new studio, and let's see how it goes. I'm gonna try and keep it a little bit more loose than previous stuff, and hopefully that works out okay, and I don't say like a million times. Anyhow, yeah, we're doing Euclidean in the case. We've got Lx Euclid right here, and we are gonna be making a bunch of different beats. One of the challenges in eurorack with Euclidean stuff is that you kind of can end up losing the beat. Euclidean is really, really great at having those shuffly beats that, you know, keep evolving, which is really wonderful. But say you wanted to use Euclidean in a performable kind of environment, say you are performing or you're in the middle of a jam and you want to have some stuff work out with intention and not lose the plot, I guess, essentially. That's basically what I'm gonna show you in this video. I'm gonna have maybe 3-4 suggestions of how you can do that. Let me get the headphones on. Okay, let's clear out the sequence. And then we've got reset going in here. We've got some CV. Let's take that out as well. Cool. We have Lx Euclid here, sequencing rample, kick, snare, and hi-hat. Let's sort of zero out this beat so you can get some better understanding of what's going on. Let's clear, let's just make everything an even 16 steps. Take out all the pulses and reset any of the rotation as well. All right, oh, let's change this, yeah, to 16 steps. Cool. Let's pull out the reset. Say when you get a Euclidean sequencer, you might just patch it right into your drums and start adding in gates or pulses or events. However you want to call it. I might call it pulses, gates throughout the video, but yeah, basically steps that are active. So on Lx Euclid, we have 3 channels going into 3 channels of rample for kick, snare, and hi-hat. And let's just do exactly that. We've got these 3 patterns. Let's just start adding in pulses. And that's cool, right? We can easily get something going that's just kind of flowing, right? We just add in some more and see what happens. And this is why Euclidian's really fun, because you can really change up the feel of your different beats as you explore. So you can get lots of different feels depending on how many steps are occupying that Euclidean pattern or how dense it is. With the Euclidean, you can also change the length of the pattern, so how many steps. And this gets really, really cool because it's just sort of like shifting around. The only problem is, say you're performing a patch, it's really hard to sort of like change this around and have it meaningfully stay together. The feel just kind of changes around quite a bit. So this comes down to my first suggestion, which is to set up your lengths and rotation appropriately. So let's do that right now. So let's just say we're gonna lock the lengths of kick, snare, and the hi-hat. So let's go with kick and go to, let's see, let's remove all the steps again, or all the pulses. And let's just make the length for the kick 16. The length for the snare, let's go down to 8 for that. And part of the reason for that you'll see soon. And then for the hi-hat, again, let's stick to 16. If we go back to this overall screen of LX Euclid, we can see that the patterns are all like out of phase. That's gonna be a problem for like creating a drum beat and having it very usable later on. So let's reset it. I just have a trigger coming in from Steppy, and that works like that. So we have channel 2 there, it's kind of spinning around faster because that's only 8 steps, but it's in phase otherwise. So now when we add in various different steps for like the kick, hi-hat, it's gonna maintain some degree of cohesiveness. Something to think about though is the rotation. Snares, for me, I would say this needs to be rotated ahead. So if we press the channel button again, the lower number here, the inner ring, will adjust the rotation. See how that sort of falls into where you might want the snare, depending on what your intention. I tend to go for rocky kind of poppy beats, and this suits me really well. This is really fun because we can then change the density of our different patterns. And it still will maintain some degree of feel because the snare is falling in that same spot. This might be a really good time to add in some sort of synth line. So we've got Griffin's Claws sequencing, Bard Quartet is a quantizer, quantizing that voltage, and then that's going into Banshee Reach, which is an oscillator. The oscillator is going through the filter, carbon, and then bib for effects. And then that's going to mix so that we can hear it. We also have triple steeple, which is the envelope here. So if I go like, that works pretty well. For the snare, it's somewhat limited. If we go too high, it almost feels like a fill. So if we keep it 1, 2, or 3, it might work, depending on what the kick pattern is. So say this is a little bit too limited for you. What you might want to do is use resets. So remember that thing we were using on Steppy? So if we plug that into the reset, that's going to reset all 4 channels. So the big benefit here is if we were to change the sequence length, it'll still work. Cool, right? And we can do the same thing with the hats. So you get this sort of element of it shuffling, and there's time for that feel to sort of develop, but then it's reset. So this creates a lot more flexibility. Cool. I kind of like switching up the melody as we go. Okay, cool. So then say we want to, oh, and again, we can change up the snare to be 2 steps and get a little bit more energy going. And you get a little bit more shuffliness with 3. Cool. Now, here's my next suggestion. CV your Euclidean pulses, or your Euclidean patterns as a whole. But let's start with pulses. So let's take a cable here, and I am going to take offset voltage from Griffin's Claws just because it's easy, really easy to sequence. Something new, just offset voltage coming out as I go up with this slider. This light is reflecting the CV that's coming out. Let's take this and put this into input 1. So these 4 inputs on Lx Euclid are assignable CVs. So what we can do with them is, well, let me just show you. If we go into channel 1, press config, we're going to basically set up things that impact channel 1. And if we go into CV, we can select pulses here. And we can choose which assignable CV we're going to use. In this case, we're going to use CV1. And if we press tap, we can go back to the menu to see what's going on. As I move the slider up, the big benefit here is, you know, this sequencer could be a variegate, it could be another sequencer, or in this case, it's Griffin's Claws. So watch this. Right? Really, really fun. It's just like instantaneously, it gets a lot more like dynamic, and we can mute that modulation. Yeah? It's so cool how you can create such a cool dynamic with adding in CV to your Euclidean. Let's do it with the snare as well. So channel 4 out from Griffin's Claws, we can do the same thing here. Select channel 2 and config, CVs, and let's do pulses again. So, and CV2. Go back to this menu to see what's going on. Right? Now let's make a little bit of a fill or something. Now something that might happen as you're adding in a fill is maybe you want that kick to mute, which comes down to my next suggestion, being able to mute your Euclidean patterns, or even better yet, if you can control it with a knob or CV it with a VCA, huge, big difference. Let's do it. So because these assignable CVs on LX Euclid can be assigned to multiple things at once, watch this. So we can go to channel 1, config, we're gonna go CVs, and say we want to mute. But we can select that we want the channel to be affecting that CV2. So that means every time we have CV going up for channel 2, we're gonna get a mute for the kick. Watch this. How's that? And because this is CV going into LX Euclid, we can mute it. I can control the voltage directly on Griffin's Claws. So if I were to move that up, it mutes the kick, and then this stopped recording at some point, so I hope that I got what I kind of needed. So far we've decided we don't want to be limited to a certain length of pattern for our Euclidean sequences. We've decided to use reset so that we can create some sort of cohesiveness as we're playing around with stuff and messing around with it. We can limit what our snare is doing to sort of keep some sort of timing. Maybe for you, that's 4 on the floor for the kick. So that's some sort of consistent element. And then we've added in control voltage to control the pulses of our Euclidean beats so that we have much more dynamic, fun beats. So we're really making quite long patterns from some really simple sources. And then we have changed up the muting. So we've made it so that we can mute our different patterns. And yeah, so far it's very much in line with something that's playable, fun, fast, and something that you can just play with. And you know, I don't think any of this sounds like huge mistakes. Oh, something that I didn't show is that muting. Say we could take a whole different pattern from, say, Steppy here. This just has the full gate length for what's happening on Steppy. So that just means that as one full step finishes, it doesn't go back down. So if there are multiple steps that are connected like this, the voltage just stays high for the whole time. So we're controlling how long this thing is muting for. So we can create little patterns of fills. Say right here. I'm gonna keep a couple of these videos about drum stuff a little bit more loose, kind of like this, because I think it's more important just to like get in here and talk about what I'm really excited about, which is the case, instead of super engineering some scripts and stuff like that I need to have lines that I say. So excuse the ums, the likes, and all that kind of stuff. If you like this approach, please let me know. I would love to do videos more often and with more excitement like this. Anyway, hey, don't go anywhere. I have a bit of an announcement, but before I tell you, I have a couple other things I forgot to mention. One, try different reset lengths. The longer in between resets, it gives the shuffly beats more time to sort of brew and be shuffly before they reset. And then less steps between resets are more intense and repetitive. Two, when you're messing around with CV sequences to send into your Euclidean sequencer, make sure to try different clock dividers, because yeah, if you have a longer clock divide, you're more so making pattern chains. And if you think about that, say if you were using a variegate, you could set up a bunch of different patterns that are basically different pattern chains, and then you can swap back and forth between for different parts of a song or a set. Three, for muting sequencers, if you don't have an Lx Euclid, definitely try attenuators, VCAs, switches. All those are really good things that will help you add push and pull to your beats with what you already have that's working from your Euclidean sequencer. Oh, and try multing, inverting, and adding positive offset to the values that you're using for adding pulses, but feed that in and use that to mute another sort of beat. That way you can have that trading off thing that I had going for the kick and the snare. Remember, in modular, keep your head up, keep thinking, and just work on whatever you want to achieve based on the signal flow, not always just what a module is suggesting you do with it. The opportunities are really endless. There are really too many possibilities for me to cover in terms of controlling sequencers in meaningful ways. And yeah, I'm hoping that some of these ideas are just like good thought starters and you're excited to patch. Please, please, please tell me any exciting, kind of cool ideas that you might have had from watching this video down in the comments. Would love to chat about it. I mean, I was just thinking that I could use a voltage preset module, kind of like the Jasmine and Olive Trees Traffic, to sequence different beats and then have those beats sort of evolve through a set and swap back and forth. If you try that, let me know how it goes. Lx Euclid has been awesome to mess with, and I haven't even shown you everything you can do. You can do algorithms, which makes it really easy to make kick patterns that I would probably play if I were playing drums. Really neat. You can set up macros on the rings so that the inner ring and the outer ring do something different on that main menu. One of them is muting, so you can tap on the different sections of the ring to mute the various channels. There's probability for all the channels. You could set up a macro that just does probability for all of the channels all at once. You can use it as clock in your case and set it to a specific BPM. You can adjust gate length. So yeah, if you're looking for a quad Euclidean sequencer that you can see what's going on, I would highly suggest this one. The UI is pretty fun, and having 4 channels of Euclidean is pretty great in any case. Plus, if you need any direct control over any of the parameters, they're really quick to set up over the assignable CVs. Let me know if you have any questions about it. AtoV Project did some serious work on this one. Thank you again for sending it along for inclusion in this series. Okay, it's announcement time. If all the ideas in this video are exciting to you, or you just really like talking about modular as much as I do, maybe you'll want to join a Discord server that I just started. Someone I give the lessons to was really suggesting I go for it, so I did. Just jump over to my Patreon with the link in the description and join as a paid member. Membership is only about $3 US a month, and it's a little community, modular centric, focused on good vibes and learning. So perfect if you're just getting into modular and you're trying to figure it all out, or you've been in it for a long time and you just want to nerd out with friends, new friends. And if you want to join, but times are tough right now and you can't, definitely reach out to me on Instagram and we can figure something out. I'll be back in a little bit with another video. There's more drum series videos coming as well. And there's some very cool module announcements coming up. Until then, happy patching.